Welcome to the world of F. Scott Fitzgerald's This Side of Paradise, highlighting the life of youth in the city, which truly looked a little more like this, the New Jersey shoreline in 1920. Adjacent in New York is the famous Carnegie Hall, which opened in 1891 to serve as a showcase of American musical culture, a place for any young man or lady with a penchant for the arts. From then on until 1914, we saw the American Second Industrial Revolution, a new wave of innovation bringing in steel, chemicals, and electricity, shown off in new automobiles and mass communication devices. But soon, this factory production turned to wartime production. Because indeed, we were in war! 1914 through 1918, the Great War. American soldiers fought in the trenches, declaring war on Germany after interception of the Zimmermann telegram. More than 2 million troops served in Europe, with 50,000 dying. And after the war, American youth became the lost generation, suffering from shell shock, physical ailments, and hopelessness. America changed. This change came in many a form. From 1917 through 1933, the temperance movement fought alcoholism for the family, even leading to the ratification of the 18th Amendment, prohibiting all alcohol and, well, spurring speakeasies with illegal spirits. After the war, African Americans also began to fight for peaceful life and their rights, working towards ending anti-lynching laws and leaving the South for the North in the Great Migration. 1917 also saw scientific expansion, with the creation of blood banks, ultrasound techniques, radios, reconstructive surgery, and airlines. The new materials led to a surge in consumerism, with mail-order shipping, and money serving as a new measure of success and happiness. Working hours increased, and advertising became the new hot biz. But then, in 1918, illness took over. The influenza pandemic killed 50 million people, from the East Coast to Alaska. Post this traumatic events, Americans needed even more change. The 1920s saw the anti-war and anti-status movement, both parties advocating against federal expansion and states' rights. The radical conditions after the war led many to fight the system, and this was furthermore supported by the Red Scare. Leftist revolutionaries were silenced, immigrants were less trusted, and any communist idea was immediately shut down. Labor unions became the new crisis, and white-focused nationalism took over. Women stood up as well during this era, rallying for rights and eventually passing the 19th Amendment in 1919, granting them the suffrage they had been denied. And with all good things, of course, comes good music. The 20s served as America's first jazz age, pioneered by African Americans and now spreading to the urban areas. It spurred on new fashions and flappers, dance styles, and progressivism. Art changed to reflect more surrealism, expressionism, and Art Deco, all things young, explorative, and free. These led to renewed spirituality and society reflection, highlighting the change that needed to be reconciled with. But of course, the government couldn't just stay stagnant through all of this social and cultural change. After the war, American immigration changed, now hostile to immigrants of Germany and Japan. New laws required literacy tests and extra taxes, along with limits on the number of immigrants allowed to enter through the Immigration Act of 1924. Woodrow Wilson's prime focus was preventing a war such as this from ever occurring again. He envisioned the League of Nations, a cooperation to ensure permanent peace. However, the American people argued against this, wanting to stay wholly out of foreign politics. The idea of being a true American, of remaining the American powerhouse, and navigating this period of confusion was a monumental, difficult task. The 20s were full of innovation, chaos, and freedom. Experimenting. It created the society we know today. And it is into this world that Amory Blaine enters as a youth in This Side of Paradise.